when you get that offer of what they're going to pay you for your vehicle, I find it to be negotiable.
Hey everybody, happy Saturday to you. Eric Reamer, Robert Grieve. We are here with the Airing of Grievances, and this video is going to be very informational to you and hopefully very valuable to you. If you're new here, you've never seen any of the videos that we produce, we want to say welcome. And if you don't mind, if you like what you see, do us a favor, give us a thumbs up. That helps the YouTube algorithm. And also share this video with your friends and family. This is not an industry piece for the collision industry. This is a piece that's going to help you in your day-to-day activities as you interact with not only body shops, but as in the case of this video, in trying to find a proper value for your vehicle. We're going to talk a little bit more about that here in just a minute. If you're an old-time regular here, welcome back. We appreciate you so very much. And as always, we ask, take a look. Have you already clicked the subscribe button and the notification bell? If you have, again, thanks. If you haven't, what are you waiting for? It's free, it helps the channel, and it helps more people get to see the content that we produce. All right, with that, Rob, last week's video, we answered one of our viewers' questions.
Yep.
And since that time, another viewer has made himself known.
Yep.
And there's been a lot of back and forth, and we decided to choose one of those questions to be the format for this video.
Yep.
So let's say hi to Marty.
Marty. Before we get to Marty, John, we are going to get to you at some point. We're going to have that conversation.
All right.
But we're going to talk about Marty today.
Yep.
And Marty writes in and asks, is there any good way to research the value of my vehicle to get a ballpark number? Which is an outstanding question for a couple of reasons.
Okay.
First, and to take me for instance, like I had to get a loan on the building that we're in, or you want to get a loan on the house, or for a new house, or whatever, I have to provide, a personal financial statement of my net worth. And part of all of our net worth, if we own a house or own a car, whatever, is the value of the assets that we own.
Sure.
So if you own a vehicle and you're filling out one of these net worths, you want to know what the retail value of that vehicle is if it were have to be sold.
Absolutely.
So that's one reason you would want to know a ballpark number of the value of your vehicle if you needed to fill out a financial statement or something.
Okay. All right.
We're going to give you a few options on that.
All right. Now we're talking about the value of his vehicle in particular, right? And he didn't give us any of the details of what his vehicle was. So instead of using or guessing at what your vehicle is, Marty, Rob, what do you say we run your vehicle?
Let's do it.
Yeah?
Let's do it. We got a 2013 Ford Raptor.
Okay.
Most cases we get involved in value of vehicle because the vehicle becomes a total loss.
Sure.
And the insurance company owes you retail market value for that, plus tax and tags.
Okay.
Not just the value of the vehicle.
The insurer will owe you for the tax and tags as well?
Yes.
I did not realize that.
Yes. So, and they're going to come up with a proposed number, and different insurance companies use different things, but most of them will use this CCC report, and it's exhaustive to read it.
CCC
and it can be tricky.
Is a software that that is used in the collision industry.
It is.
Okay.
It is. But this particular part of CCC only addresses vehicle values.
Okay.
And they give you this nice handy-dandy report, and there's some traps in that.
I was going to say, whenever you say handy-dandy,
yeah,
I know that there's another side to that story.
Yeah. There's some traps in that you need to be aware of.
All right.
So when we get to the point, or when we really feel as though the vehicle is going to be a total, and we don't total vehicles, insurance companies total vehicles.
That's an important distinction.
And a vehicle gets totaled because the value of the repair, what it's going to cost to repair the vehicle, is close to the value that the vehicle currently has.
Okay.
So, and there's a lot to know about that as well.
Sure.
But generally speaking, 80% of the value of the vehicle, the insurance company is going to land up totaling the vehicle.
I see.
There are some insurance companies that will take it all the way to 100% of the value, which is the law in Colorado. They have up to 100%. It's never a good idea to do that, because if in the repairs we need one more thing that's $20 and it puts it over 100%, they now have to buy the car back and pay us for all that and pay you for a car. So they don't generally get that close to 100%.
I understand. Okay.
But some companies do.
You know, those nuances are things that the average consumer doesn't have any clue is actually going on. They don't know what causes a total. That there was a percentage that actually ran you to the point of losing a car. I'm reminded of a mutual friend of ours who brought her car in, and she loved this car. It had been in an accident. It had actually been in a couple of accidents, and but she loved it so much, and we get emotionally attached to our vehicles.
We do.
And at a certain point, the cost of repair exceeded the value of the vehicle, and it's not your call. No.
It's the insurance company's call.
And
that's in your policy that they get to decide.
Yeah.
They can either repair it or they can replace it.
Yeah. And there were crocodile tears.
Yeah. Big time.
Big tears going on with that
horrible.
one.
I felt so bad for her.
All right. So, where do we go?
So I recommend that you start with NADA.com.
Okay.
And I'm sure you'll put a little link.
I certainly will.
And let me just, because we did a little research ahead of time here, so let me go to NADA.com.
Yep.
And so when few things, you're going to have to know what options your vehicle has. Don't let it fill in stuff for you.
Yes.
You pick the options that your vehicle has, because the auto thing may not work just right. You ought to know, do you have a sunroof? Do you have rear entertainment system?
Right.
Do you have heated seats and cooled seats? Are they memory?
Alloy wheels?
Yeah,
or
all that
premium.
stuff.
Yeah.
You need to know that, because that's how the insurance company is going to come up with it too. That's if they don't forget maybe one or two of those items.
That never happens.
You know, it's hard to believe. So when you're looking at this, you're going to enter in your mileage.
Yes.
And you're going to enter in the zip code where you live.
Why is that?
Well, because the insurance company really needs to have an area, and we're going to get to that in a little bit.
Yeah.
But to ask you to go outside of 25 or 50 miles to get a replacement vehicle, that's not really suitable.
Let me ask you another question on that topic. Is the same vehicle valued differently in New York City as opposed to Valentine, Nebraska?
Probably, yes. Yes. These systems know what cars are selling for because of auctions and dealers and so on. There's a lot of aggregating information that goes into this.
It's like a house. You go look at the comps. It's a little different here
than it is in Washington.
Yeah, gotcha.
So,
okay.
And I don't care which Washington you're talking about.
No, it really doesn't matter.
So I like to go to NADA. You're going to need to know some information, your mileage and your zip code and stuff. But most importantly, and I want you to put this up and circle this.
Yeah. For
your value, you're looking for clean retail. So you want to look in that clean retail column.
Okay.
And they give you, your mileage is either going to add value to the car or subtract value from the car. And then it gives you a total base price.
So you're making a distinction of clean retail as opposed to the other options, which are rough trade-in, average trade-in, and check-in, or clean trade-in, And the difference is retail versus trade-in.
Yeah, trade-in is what you're going to expect to get from a dealer if you want to trade it in.
Who they need to make a profit, so
Right,
it's going to
so
be
you're
a
going
lower.
to pay a little less.
Okay, I got you.
And to give an example, in this case, base price, clean retail looks like $28,500,
That's
and
it's $26,500 for the clean trade-in.
well, I'm going.
You're
because
down. You're down on another.
You add the
I'm
mileage
sorry.
in.
Okay, say it again.
So, $28,500 is clean trade-in
Yeah.
to a dealer, but if you're selling it on the street to somebody as a private sale, you're at $32,000.
Okay.
That's before you add your options on.
Oh,
And now that brings it to $33,800 with the options that are on my truck.
I see.
So clean retail is $33,800
I understand.
for NADA.
Okay.
Okay?
Yep.
So you can't go with one. So let's also look at Kelly Blue Book.
All right.
All right, and we did exactly the same thing, entered in the same information, and in this one, and I need you to circle private party there.
Yep.
You don't want an instant cash offer. You don't want trade-in. It's a private party value.
Okay.
So again, you're selling it on your own to somebody.
Yes.
And what it's valued at there, in this particular case, they're saying it's $41,006.
There's a big difference.
So that's a big difference between, what was the other one?
33, I think it said. 33.8.
So 41 compared to 33.8. So they're valuing it a little bit different. Their analytics they're looking at something different. Even though we put in the same mileage, same options, same zip code,
Right.
same truck, same year, make, and model, it's different. Here's the thing that you have to keep in mind. Now you know that it's somewhere between 33 and 40.
Yeah.
Okay. So if the insurance company offers you 28 for it, you know you got a problem. Right? You know you got a problem.
Right here and now, this video became valuable to you in a huge way.
Right. Because then we got to figure out, how did you arrive at that number?
Yes.
Because I'm looking at these two sources. Even if you take the lower one, you're much lower than the lower one.
Right.
So what is it that's creating this difference? And there could be a lot of different things. But when you get that offer of what they're going to pay you for your vehicle, I find it to be negotiable. So, but sometimes they're spot on. And if they're $500 off, the fight is going to cost more than $500. So,
Right.
you got to pick and choose your battles.
And you got to be careful, because if you're dealing with the fight, they can. What's the old teeter-totter?
Yeah.
We take off of here and put over here, and
Yeah, it could go a bunch of different directions.
Yeah.
But here is one of the pitfalls with going to NADA and Kelly. They currently are not up to date on what actually vehicles are selling for, because there is called a drought. There's not a lot of inventory out there, so you may not be able to find your same vehicle to go buy. And if they give you this amount of money today may not go out there and buy you your same vehicle.
Yeah, we're talking about now supply and demand.
Supply and demand.
And
used car prices are very, very high right now if you're buying one.
Yes, as we are speaking and making this video, we are in a very limited supply and a very high demand for vehicles, of course, coming out of the pandemic slowly. Many of those factors have been brought in, but are not reflected in the Kelly Blue Book or the NADA thing, because those are simply computer
aggregated
algorithms.
Yeah.
Right.
I just had one of my employees who always looks at the value of his truck. I don't know why, but he does. And he came up to me the other day and said, value of my vehicle went up $2,500 from yesterday. So, and by the way, the insurance owes you the value of the vehicle at the time of loss. So if you're a month or two into before it gets totaled, they don't owe you the money as of when they decide to total it. They owe you the value of the vehicle when the accident happened.
Interesting.
So that's another thing to keep an eye on.
Okay.
Because we know, generally speaking, used cars depreciate every day.
Sure.
So the longer they can stretch it out, they offer you this amount today from what today's value is and not what it was 2 months ago when the accident actually happened. So it's another little pitfall to watch out for.
Understood.
So because these values can be all over the place, you want to go out and actually find vehicles that are as close as you can to your vehicle with the options and the year and the mileage. And so for me, what I did was go in and typed in 2013 Ford Raptor, Denver area value or for sale.
On Google?
On Google.
Okay.
And it brought a whole bunch of list of things. And, we looked up one of them. This one right here, I think it was Car Gurus, wasn't it?
I believe it is.
And Car Gurus found some vehicles that are somewhat comparable. I mean, we put in a 2013 with 70,000 miles.
The Ford F-150
Ford F-150
Raptor package.
Yep. But it's showing me 2014 vehicles and 2012 vehicles and 2013 vehicles. So you need to really pay attention to this, and you need to try and match it up as close to your vehicle as possible.
Sure.
So I'm going through this, and there's a 14 to 14, no. 13, okay, there's a 13.
Yeah.
And this one is 41.5. That's pretty close to what
Kelly said.
Yeah.
Does the color matter?
But that's not the color of my car.
It's not.
It's not the color of my car.
Okay.
And this one has a placard package on it, which my vehicle doesn't have.
I see.
And I don't want that. So the next one is the 2012. I don't want that.
No.
2014, no. 2013 for 37,000.
Okay.
It doesn't have the wheels that mine had. So that's not there. Then we have a 2013 here for 47,000 that has 67,000 miles on it.
Close in mileage.
That is really, really close to my vehicle, but it's in Worcester, Massachusetts. That's outside of our area. Do they want to pay to ship that vehicle here?
Are they going to pay $7,000 to ship that vehicle here?
Right. So then we have a 13 over here, and this one looks real close to mine. It's got 69,000 miles. That's even closer.
It does.
$47,000, but it's in Kent, Washington. I'm not driving to Washington to get this truck. So...
And that's what it's selling for in Kent, Washington.
In Kent, Washington.
Which may not be what it's selling for here in Denver.
Well, there's not very many here in Denver. There's a 12, there's a 13, and this is a white one, but everything else is the same.
Yeah.
This one's $48,000. $48,000 with 74,000 miles on it, so it's a little higher than mine in the mileage.
Yeah.
This one's in Phoenix.
We're getting closer.
And we got a 2012, 2013. Here's another 2013.
Yeah.
But there's no price listed, so that's no good to us.
Right.
2013.
Again, no price.
48,000, so that's a lot less mileage than mine, but it's $53,000.
Yeah.
And that's in Scottsdale, Arizona.
I see. Gotcha.
And here's a 14 for 42.9 in Oregon. So now what do we do? Clearly the value of the vehicle that NADA came up with and the other one came up with doesn't satisfy buying a vehicle here for that number.
Right.
So we take this information, we give it to the insurance company, and now we start going back and forth. And if they're going to say, well, $28,000 is all we're paying, that's a problem. That's a problem. You may land up invoking your appraisal clause, where we get, you hire an appraiser, they hire an appraiser, and they come together on the value of your vehicle.
If you would like more information about the appraisal clause, where it applies, and whether or not it even applies to you because of the insurance policy that you purchased and the company that you do business with, we've got a video for you. I've got a link up here for you. You can go check that out and learn more about that process. Because if there is a discrepancy between what you think something is worth and what the insurance company thinks is worth, that's where the appraisal clause can help you if you have it.
Yeah, there's a policy out there in Colorado that does not. Well, no, it does contain that for the total loss.
Okay.
It does contain that. So pretty much everybody has it for total loss.
Okay, all right, good deal.
So here's the way you got to look at it. If you look it up on NADA or you look it up on Kelly, they're going to give you some ballpark as to what it's worth.
Yeah.
But here's the thing, you can't buy it from them. It's a number of aggregated information. You need to go look in your area at places that are currently selling the vehicle closest to yours.
Yeah.
And find out what it actually is valued. And then, by the way, because you have the other information, you know if it's a good deal or a bad deal.
Gotcha.
And so that's what I would suggest, should you have to look up the value of your vehicle.
Well, and Rob, thank you, because I think this is an important thing. And even as, I've bought and sold many cars over my lifetime. You also. And who knows? Maybe you have also bought and sold many cars, but you may have only looked at one resource, Kelly or NADA. I remember before NADA was actually online, it was in only the dealer's hands.
It was the book.
In the little yellow book.
Yep.
Right?
You could buy one, but you got to buy the subscription.
Yes. So now this information is available to you, and you have a good baseline. But couple that baseline, those averages, which, as you can see, there's a high and a low, couple that with the information based on your market, your area, with your vehicle as close to, or as that vehicle as close to your vehicle as possible.
That's it.
Well, Marty, I hope that answered your question, and keep those questions coming. We're grateful for the engagement that you and others have been putting in on our comment section. And if at any point you have a comment or a question that you would like us to address, you know what to do. Just type down into the comment section below.
We see them all.
We see them, we answer them, and on occasion, we just might make
feature them.
a video here on that.
Because this question is something that many people would wonder. Yeah. And you know what? Now we got a little video on it to help.
Absolutely. All right, that's going to do it for us. This is the Airing of Grievances. Robert Grieve, Eric Reamer, and we want to wish you a very happy Saturday.
Happy Saturday to you. Thanks for tuning in.